Hi guys and welcome back. Today I want to keep going with our journey into the ecosystem of NEAR. We have been talking a lot about that, and today I want to talk about yield farming with leverage, because right now a new platform has been released, so finally we have also yield farming with leverage on NEAR. The name of the platform is PembRock. I will explain to you how it works. I will explain to you why yield farming with leverage could be an opportunity, but also what are the risk connected and how you should approach this matter, because as I will show you, the APY is quite interesting. That's quite incredible during this kind of market condition, but you should act with a great awareness, knowing what are the risks and opportunities and how you should manage this kind of protocols. So stay tuned. Let me say, guys, that this channel is about educational content and nothing has to be intended as financial advice. If you want to invest in anything, that's great, but always your own research before. And guys, don't forget to check all our links into the description section below. And if you like this video, don't forget to leave us a big thumbs up and drop a comment into the comment section below. That's a small effort for you, but really means a lot to us. Okay, guys, so let's start. This is the platform that I was talking to you, Pemb Rock, and it is offering yield farming with leverage on NEAR. We have been talking a lot about NEAR. NEAR is an ecosystem that is close to the kind one that we have seen on Solana. If you want to know more about NEAR, Solana, the whole ecosystem and why it's so peculiar, I will leave also one of my previous videos in the right corner here, so feel free to check it if you want to know more about that. NEAR is an ecosystem that is just starting to grow right now. We have seen Stader Labs that has just launched the liquid staking. We have seen, for example, Refinance, that is a yield farming protocol. And right now we are having also yield farming with leverage offered by PembRock. Before going on in deep on how it works, PembRock, and why it could be an opportunity, I want to explain to you what does it mean, yield farming with leverage, because the concept is not difficult to understand, but it is important to have it quite clear. So it means that usually when you do yield farming, you're using platforms like Refinance. This is Refinance. And in the moment when you are adding liquidity, you will receive an LP token. This LP token you can deposit into the platform, in this case Refinance, and you will start earning a yield. The yield is this one. In this case, for example, RefNear is offering you 38.42. Using yield farming with leverage, it means that instead of using Refinance, you can use another platform, in this case is PembRock, that will allow you to borrow a coin, a crypto, in order to increase your exposure in the moment when you are doing yield farming. So, for example, instead of using this pool with, let's say, $1,000, you can use it with up of 3x, so 3 times the leverage. So you can do, for example, with 3K instead of just 1. In a moment when we are talking about PembRock, we are talking about a protocol that has been just launched, that right now is having a TVL, so a total value locked around 5 million. And it is partnering with many different players into the industry, like Alameda Research, the NEAR Foundation, and so on. I will leave in any case also the link so you can check all the information by yourself if you want to know more about the protocol. Down here you have also all the links about social, documentation, and so on. So if you want to know more, check them. What I want to do with you right now is exploring the platform and the opportunity that the yield farming with leverage is offering to you. So first of all, in order to use any of this platform as normal, you need to connect a wallet. In this case, we are needing to connect the wallet by NEAR, so wallet.near.org. This is the main tool. Guys, remember, in case of any problem, for example, I was trying the platform with Brave, sometime is giving you some connection problems, so it is much better to use, for example, Chrome. I have been testing it with Chrome and I didn't have any kind of problem. I want to just share this information in the case you are finding any kind of problem connecting the platform. This will be the interface that you will find. So you will have the portfolio with all the assets you have in your portfolio. And here you have 2 labels. I want to start with the land one because it is the most secure way to use this kind of platforms, and on the other side is offering quite a decent APY at this moment. As you can see, lending simply means that instead of doing yield farming with leverage, you are the counterparty. So you are offering the liquidity to the platform in order to enable it to offer the yield farming with leverage. So all you have to do is just go in here and deposit the asset. As you can see, in this case, you can deposit ETH and you will receive an APY that is 18%. If you're wondering how this APY is generated, it's coming from two different sources. The first one is the APY that is paid by people that are using the platform, and on the other side, it is coming from the rewards that the platform is sharing with you. Because as you can see from up here, the platform is having its own token, and it is called PEM. And it is having obviously its own price that you can check it on CoinGecko or other different platforms, and a part of the rewards are paid with the token of the platform, so just be aware of that. Down here you can check also all the different assets that are supported. For example, there is also a Sweat here that is a new token that has been just launched, and that's the reason why the APY it is so high, and a 300% of APY on a single stake without an impermanent loss, because remember guys, in the moment when we are using lending, you are not subject to any kind of an impermanent loss. Going to the farming section, this is the farming section, and it means that you can use yield farming with leverage. All you have to do is just select the kind of pool that you are interested in. For example, as you can see, there are different kind of pools here with different kind of APYs. As I was sharing with you just a moment ago, when we were talking about Sweat, it is having an APY that is literally insane. As you can see here, is higher than 1 million APY, so it's incredible. If you are wondering if Sweat is a legit token or not, yes, the answer is it is a legit token. It is just a project that has been just launching right now, so it means that it's much more volatile. And this is an information you should keep in your mind, because remember that the main risk in the moment when you are doing yield farming with leverage is impermanent loss. It means that in the moment when the price of one of the two tokens is moving, in that moment, the real amount of tokens that you will receive in exchange will be different, because remember, an LP is representing a percentage of the amount that there is in the pool. It doesn't mean that you will receive the same amount of the tokens A or the same amount of tokens B that you have deposited in time 0, so at the beginning. You will receive a percentage, so obviously when the price is moving, also the number of tokens that you will receive in exchange, it is different. And this difference is called impermanent loss, because at the end of the story, you will receive slightly less in terms of dollar than just holding a token into your portfolio. If you want to know more about that, I will leave also a video about impermanent loss that I'm explaining much more in depth about how it works. What you need to remember is that impermanent loss can cut your earnings. The reason why people are still using this kind of service, even if there is impermanent loss, is because the APY is so high. As you can see, APY is going from a minimum of 44% when we are talking about near ETH to more than 1 million when we are talking about Sweat near. If you're wondering how it works, it's quite simple. You have just to click farm, and on the right you will find all the different information about the fees that you are paying, the borrowing, because obviously in the moment when you are selecting the asset you want to borrow, and this is coming from the second column here, for example, let's say that we want to borrow USN, you will have also to choose the leverage, so the amount that you want to borrow, and obviously higher is the amount, also higher are the fees that you are going to pay, because you are borrowing this asset from the people that are lending it into the land section. Another thing that you should be aware is that in the moment when you are borrowing something, it is like for you shorting it, because you have to return that same asset into a second moment. Obviously, if the price of the asset you are borrowing is going down, you will have to receive less because the value will be less. If the asset that you are borrowing is going up, what you will have to return in terms of value will be higher. So just be aware of that. At the same time, be aware also that there is the possibility of liquidation, because it means that if your position is going below the threshold that will trigger the liquidation, the liquidation is a way for the protocol to defend people that are lending, that are providing liquidity into the platform, in order to give them assure that in any way they will be able to retrieve their own funds. So be aware that in the moment when you are going to use yield farming with leverage, the liquidation is something that you should take in account. In any case, don't worry, because in the summary on the right, you will find all the information about liquidation, fees, APR, and so on. Another thing that I want to suggest to you is, if you are interested to use the farming feature, the lending feature, guys, before doing anything, always check the risk. Not just to be scared, that's not the point, but to be aware, because yield farming with leverage is probably one of the most profitable opportunities that we have into the DeFi space, specifically when we are talking about projects that are just launching, because usually at the beginning, as right now, that's also the reason why we are having so high APYs, because you should be aware that usually the greatest opportunities are at the beginning, like right now on PembRock, or tokens that are much younger, like Sweat and so on. But in any case, yes, the opportunity is great, but you should act with the awareness of what you are using, why you are using it, and you have to manage it from the point of view of your whole portfolio. In any case, guys, let me know what you think about yield farming with leverage, because that's something that I love. It has also been one of the first topics that I have been talking about into this channel. I don't know if you remember, but at that time I was talking about Solfarm. That was another like PembRock, but on Solana. And right now we are having it finally also on Near. It is one of my favorite, I have to say, ecosystem, because it is growing slowly, but all the protocols are quite with a high quality. Not to mention that during this period that unfortunately we are in a bear market, we can have more time to test them and also to see the whole ecosystem growing, and I hope that it will be able to succeed. Let me know also what do you think about Near, if in your opinion the Near ecosystem, this is something that can grow. What do you prefer? Solana, Near, or maybe the new incumbents that are coming like Sui, Aptos, and so on. Let me know it in the comment section below. Guys, don't worry if you missed something. I will share all the links about PembRock and so on into the description below, so feel free to check them. And guys, thank you for following me. Don't forget to leave us a big thumbs up, drop a comment in the comment section below, and I will see you soon with another video. Bye, guys.